Hi, Teri Robinson again. I'm the executive editor at SC Media, coming to you from the RSA show in San Francisco. With me now is Will LaSala. He's a director of security solutions at VASCO. Hey, Will.
Hey, Teri. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, let's talk about mobile app security.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think we've touched on that yet.
No, it's a great topic. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, and so what I'm curious about is how that's evolved and changed, even in the past year or so. You know, in terms of the advances, but also in terms of the challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what we see, so not that long ago, a year ago, what we saw is kind of this really, everybody started to focus their attacks, right? So we're seeing a lot more focused attacks on specific individuals, especially in the financial markets, right? So as they identify, people that have a large amount of wealth, they're starting to go out there and they'll do things like bring, like a backpack that acts like an access point, and so the individual is being attacked. They'll connect to these things, and all of a sudden their device is being hacked and their information is being hijacked, and then they're getting financial transactions fraudulent and what have you. What we've seen as that kind of evolved, though, the hackers are all about making the money quickly, right?
Sure.
So certainly back in the day, hey, focusing on one individual, getting a big amount of money off of that one individual, okay, that can be done, but it takes a lot of work, and you have to repeat it over and over and do your due diligence and social engineering and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
But how do they make more money? And so with the rise of cryptocurrencies, right, they say, hey, if I take a mobile app, a banking mobile app, and I wrap in a cryptocurrency miner in there, and I publish it on an Amazon App Store or some other third-party store, and everybody downloads that.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes, that crypto miner is sitting there working for the bad guys, and the attack victim has no idea that they downloaded the financial app, and now their phone's hijacked, right?
Yeah.
And it can be even worse than that. So the crypto miner stuff makes money for the attackers, but what if they start overriding some of that other stuff inside the app? So you think about all the money that maybe you're just viewing balances, but most of us when you're using your banking app, you're maybe paying a bill or transferring money or something. If you get a downloaded app, they could be putting a screen overlay on top of it.
Sure.
And
you never know.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
It looks just like the regular app. And so it's certainly something that you have to protect yourself against.
So how do you do that, though? I mean, what's the,
Yeah, well, so there's certainly a lot of solutions out there. What I think that works well is some of these targeted solutions, or where you're implementing this environment, a trusted environment around those applications. So, back in the day it was MDMs, where you kind of made a segmented component in there. Today, you can't really control your users. They're not like enterprise security people, right? I download apps all the time. I'm certain you do too.
Yes.
And so you kind of want to protect that app, and we don't want to support everybody else's app. We only want to really support that one app. And so the mobile application security tools out there really are embedded into those applications. And what we see is that's kind of advancing even further, where instead of embedding, a bunch of different libraries that gather information about the device and where you're located and the biometric and all that stuff, is now people are starting to combine that and make it so that it's one integration. You're only doing it one time, and then after that, you have kind of this, all this contextual information that you can then make guesses on or informed decisions on using analytics in the back end, machine learning, artificial intelligence. The more data you have from like Internet of Things and mobile applications and wherever you're located, the more these decisions work better.
The better decisions that you can make. Well, and that's a machine learning, though. I mean, that's come a long way.
Absolutely.
We were talking earlier today. It's not just a buzz phrase any longer.
I know.
Right?
It's certainly been an interesting path for machine learning, right? I think there's still a lot of things out there that I think it's used more as a marketing term, but we're starting to see it actually come to fruition, where it actually makes a big impact in things. So in this scenario too, when you're dealing with those mobile applications, okay, in the past you used to kind of cue these things that you kind of thought, oh, maybe we should look at that. So think of a bank, and all of a sudden you pay, your mortgage off at the same time all the time, and then you miss it one day, and it goes to a later time, and you pay it. Well, the bank might flag that because, hey, that's anomalous. There's something wrong, and then 2 weeks later, the security guy gets in there, looks at it, and says, oh yeah, I gotta, that looks fine. We can send it through. Everything today has to be real time, so you can't wait the 2 weeks, and that's where artificial intelligence really starts to pick up.
It makes a big difference.
Exactly, because it can look at everything in real time to make those decisions, build that trust in everything, and then immediately decide, okay, is that a money mule account, or is that actually someone paying a real business? So good. So practical application then. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, it's wonderful to have you here at the show, and again, I'm Teri Robinson, Executive Editor at SC Magazine with Will LaSala from VASCO. Thank you so much, Teri.